Thank you for being with us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and we are here at the Ambrosio Guillen Home for Veterans, Texas Home for Veterans. That was built about 11 years ago, and so I've invited Mr. Willie Brown, who is the
Life Enrichment Director.
Life Enrichment Director, and he's joined me here so that we can have a little conversation just to talk about how well the seniors are doing, the veterans are taken care of here at the home. And I really appreciate you taking time from your job, pulling you out, and helping us with just talking to the community.
Well, thank you for the invitation. You have a wonderful show, by the way.
Thank you.
Very interesting topics that I've listened to in the past. So thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, you've been here how many years now?
Going on 11 years. In December, it'll be 11 years for me.
When the doors opened.
Almost.
Yes.
Very close.
And this veterans home for seniors that are retired, military, men and women. Tell me, in the region, is this the only one?
This is the only one. In fact, this is the best long-term care facility that is set up in this region, exclusively for our veterans, the spouses of veterans, and also Gold Star parents. And Gold Star parents are parents who have lost their sons or daughters in war.
Very special.
Very special.
Very special. How many residents do you have in the home?
We have a capacity of 160 residents. Right now, we are running at about 153.
Almost full.
Almost full.
Yes. The activities, I know that you're involved with all of the enrichment types of activities for the seniors. And what is it that you provide?
Well, I say my team, what we do is work on quality of life for our residents. And by doing that through activities and leisure, it could be going to the Amigo Air Show. It could be going to the movie theater. You know, you'd be surprised that some of our seniors haven't gone to a movie theater in 20 plus years.
Wow.
Okay? So they went out yesterday, went to Carmack Movie Theater. We've gone to every museum in the city. We've gone to the Amigo Air Show. We've gone to baseball games. We have even taken residents up on the tramway.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And through the college, through our senior adult program, we provide throughout the year many special events, celebrations, and we'd like to make sure that we invite your residents to join us as well throughout the year. So I'm going to keep your card handy.
Okay, super.
We just spoke with some of the residents that we're going to be speaking with, and they share such wonderful compliments about their care and about the staff and how happy they are living here. So, and having residents here, that's kudos to the staff.
Well, I'll make sure I pass it on.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Something you'd like to share about some of the residents that are here, the special soldiers and military?
This place is a walking, talking, wheeling, limping library. Exactly what it is. People from all walks of life, different life experiences they bring here with us. We have, believe it or not, just for example, we have Mr. El Paso of 1953. He's one of our residents here.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing, wonderful guy. You know.
What's his name, if you can recall?
That would be Mr. I have so many people to remember. Okay.
Yes.
That's Mr. What is his name?
Mr. El Paso.
No, Mr. El Paso Moreno. Mr. Moreno.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Moreno.
1953.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What other residents and have you met that you recall and have a special memory of? Whether they're here or gone.
One person in particular, he was an airman. He was shot down over Germany during the Second World War. And for those of us who remember a movie called The Great Escape, starring Steve McQueen, he played an integral part in producing that movie on his lifetime experience as a POW during the Second World War,
Telling the story.
telling the story.
And it had to do with his experience.
Yes, with his work.
And he was here,
Yes,
and he lived here
yes.
in this El Paso
Yes,
home
he,
for veterans.
yeah, he stayed here for a number of years, as a matter of fact. Yeah, very extraordinary gentleman.
I can imagine.
Yes.
How about some women, military, retired military? Anybody special that you want to name? And
Colonel Marie Rodgers.
yes,
She's a special one. You know, how often do you find a soldier that received their Bronze Star from the President of the United States?
that's right.
Huh?
That's right.
You know, served in 2 wars, Korea and Vietnam. Extraordinary. Love to tell stories. You know, you can go to a room and visit, and you expect your visit to last 5 minutes, and you're staying there about an hour.
I think that yes, and I think as we meet the guests that are going to be in the show, we think, oh, a little 8-minute interview turns out to be 15.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they're so interesting.
Yes, they have their stories.
And so we will be talking with Colonel Marie Rodgers very soon. So, just the invitation, you invite people to come. Family members, do they get to come to visit their?
Yes, this place here, since a lot of our residents are unable to go out into the community comes here. Okay, supporters from the daycare centers to the high schools to the college students to active duty military from Fort Bliss. Fort Bliss has been tremendous as far as their support for our residents. The Sergeant Major's Academy have gone over the top, outstanding, the support from the communities, you couldn't ask for any more.
Yes, it's so great. And when we called, I think we first spoke with Susan Culp, Nancy Green, who comes here
Yes.
and teaches a class, The Expressions of Life.
Yes.
She's been amazed.
The residents bubble with
Yes.
joy when she comes around.
Yes, such a lovely
Yes, she is.
instructor, Nancy Green, and she met Susan Culp, and now we meet Willie Brown, and I think you're the man of the time of the action here. So thank you for allowing us to be here on Mature Living and at this beautiful facility next to Trans Mountain Campus, by the way, the community college, and so we appreciate it. The Texas Veterans Home, and it's the Ambrosio Guillen. Who was Ambrosio, by the way?
Ambrosio Guillen was a Medal of Honor recipient. He served during the Korean War, and unfortunately he was killed in battle less than 36 hours before they signed the ceasefire. And in his honor, this home carries his name.
Marie Rodgers is a colonel that served in the military many years, but we're going to interview her right now, and she's going to share some of her history and her stories. Thank you for being with us, Marie, here, Colonel Rodgers.
That's right.
I've got to give you that title that you did
How are
so
you?
much to. Fine, thank you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. I see you're holding a beautiful picture of you.
This was around in 1967, I believe.
1967, yes.
And of course, I'm an Army nurse, and I was in Vietnam and taking care of our troops in Vietnam. When I came home, I told them all about what we were doing. That's how I got to meet President Johnson, because when I was in Vietnam, I did a lot of things as an Army nurse, so I got an award because I was a pretty good nurse.
You're darn right you were a good
And then when
nurse.
I got back to the States, I went to Washington, D.C., and I went over to President Johnson. They took me to the White House, and he presented me with the Bronze Star for the work that I did in Vietnam. He said I was an excellent nurse. I was an outstanding nurse.
You're a model soldier.
Pardon?
You were a model soldier.
No, I was outstanding soldier.
An outstanding soldier. Beautiful.
Model soldiers don't get Bronze Stars.
No.
A model soldier, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
A Bronze Star comes for doing a little bit above and not beyond what you're supposed to. That's the difference.
That is so beautiful. You're
It's the
so
truth,
well
though,
said.
You know what I mean?
It's the truth. It's the
All
truth.
of us are doing our job.
Yes. And so you served in Vietnam, and how old were, if I may say, I think you just celebrated a birthday, right? When did you celebrate your birthday?
24th of September is my birthday.
You turned? How old?
How old am I now? I'm 90. I just had a birthday in September.
Very good. Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. But I wasn't 90 then. I was younger. I was much younger then. I came back from Vietnam in 1967.
Okay.
See, this is old.
Oh,
They probably weren't even born.
that's right. The crew wasn't even born yet. Many of our viewers probably weren't born yet, but many of them, of our seniors that watch our Mature Living show, they can relate with you. They can
Yes, I
relate
think
to you.
so. I know some young people. I work with them like a lot of times. They come.
Yes.
It's all right.
Where were you stationed?
I started out in Michigan, in Texas, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. And that's where all the medics went for basic training. From there, I was in Michigan. I was in Puerto Rico. I was in France. I was in Verdun, France. I was in Nuremberg, Germany. I've been all over with the Army.
Yes.
And then when I got out of the service, I wasn't in the Army at first, but then I joined the Army and I got to travel more.
Yes.
So that's when I visited Italy, and I've been to see the Pope.
You did see
Yeah,
the Pope
I went to
in
the
Italy.
Vatican, and I've been able to see a lot of stuff.
And I understand that as a woman soldier, as a nurse, now a colonel,
Well, I did that when I was in working. The colonel is for my job.
Yes.
That was part of it. And I started out as a lieutenant.
Oh.
But you gradually get promoted as you do a job, and time and grade, as the military calls it, and then you get awards and things. And so I ended up being a colonel.
What are some of the best memories you have of your service?
Oh, I would say, nobody ever asked me that. They ask so many things. I guess maybe when I was in France, in Verdun, which was just a small town, about 125 miles from Paris. But what made it nice is when you see some of the soldiers, and they on their way going over to wherever they're going, and you stop by and you see them. And one day I was standing at the train station in Metz, France. Metz was a little town between France, and we were going to Germany. And a train came through there, and it stopped. But in Europe, trains move. They don't do like
They stop, but they don't stop. They slow down.
The soldiers, what you have to do when the train is near in Metz, they stand up, because when the train gets into the station, you're gonna have to. They stop just a short period of time. You have to get off, so you have to be in the door. And if you don't, you're gonna be in the next station. They don't fiddle around like our trains. So I was standing there in the station, and the train came, and there were some soldiers on the train, American soldiers, and they saw me, and they had on my uniform, and they waved. And I waved at them. I always remember that. It's so nice to see them.
It's a beautiful memory.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
beautiful
what it is.
memory.
I never saw them again, and they never saw me, but they saw me standing on that platform, and they waved.
That's
And we could
wonderful.
see we all were Americans, you know.
Yes.
It was like we knew each other.
What year was that, more or less? In the
Then?
19...
Oh, that's so long
40s?
ago. That was back in about 1960, 50, that long ago.
that long ago. You like it here at the Veterans Home?
This is the best one in town. I hear that my wife and daughter checked them all out, you know. They said it's like a plush hotel.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And the kids that keep it up, you know,
Yes.
they're always smiling.
Yes.
They're all so happy, aren't they, sister?
Yes.
She's my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And And so, what have you made new friends here? Do you hang out with any group, or do you eat lunch with a group of seniors?
Whoever wants to speak, I'll chat with them.
Okay, yeah. And do you, in living here, I know they take good care of you guys, and the men and the women that are here.
The best, the best.
The best.
You don't have to lift a finger for anything.
Yes. Now, you served in the military because you're a veteran. We wanted to highlight veterans that are living here in the home, and we wanted to find out where you served.
I was in the Air Force.
Air Force.
It was the Air Force, and then they changed it to the Air Corps, you know.
Yes. What years were that? Which era? You're 92, so I imagine you were in World War II?
Que gacha, ¿verdad?
Because we have some...
World War One.
No.
Yeah, I was in World War II. I went in and 42, I think.
1942, yes.
Flew out of England over Germany. We bombed Germany. I flew 32 missions. Lucky to be here. Lucky to be here talking to you. They shot us. Those Germans were pretty sharp. They had AK guns from the ground up, shooting at us from the ground, and then airplanes. I saw so many airplanes go down, so many. When they'd shoot and knock an airplane down, I'd count the soldiers the flyers that bailed out. Sometimes there'd only be 3 or 4 or 5, the rest of them went down with a plane. How I survived, I'll never know. It was touch and go every time you got up in the air.
You were a gunner, and you received this.
Walter Gunner.
This is an interesting award that you were named Sergeant Eugene Forti, the Classy Chassis.
I named it that.
You named it that.
Classy chassis.
What does that mean?
Well, most of them had girls painted on theirs, you know,
On the...
on the front of the plane, you know.
Oh,
And I did too, but her name was Classy Chassis.
Lana Turner, and I remember there were some movie stars that were very famous.
Clark Gable.
Clark Gable, yeah. So you named this award that they gave you, the 29th day, 1945. The fickle finger of fate that traced on the rolls of the lucky, and I'm not gonna say that middle word, club, the Lucky Club. That's very nice.
Yeah, I wonder why they called it, but they did. Everybody that
Called it-
flew 25 missions would get one of those plaques.
I'll be darned.
I flew 33 missions, I think. But when you fly up, if you live long enough to weather 25 missions, you get one of these plaques.
Any last message you'd like to share with our community
About
of
what?
El Paso? A message you'd like to share with El Paso community?
El Paso's been great for me, and it's growing. People are coming here and they like it, and they stay. They move from New York and places where the weather isn't the best, you know, and they come to El Paso and they like it. They love it.
Here representing Mature Living and also representing the Senior Adult Program at the Ambrosio, Guillen, Texas home for veterans. And so we're here visiting. We've had wonderful interviews with some of the veteran residents, with Willie Brown, but we also had a very special event, and that is the entertainment that our seniors, coro group, our chorus class, Época Dorada, came to sing to the residents. And so with me, I've invited, of course, and had her kind of come over here, Malena Cano, who is our instructor, our course instructor, and she's also brought some students to talk to us a little bit about why and what it is that you do for the community.
Well, I have this class, and it started with 15 people, and it's gone all the way up to 30. These are senior citizens from 55 and over that belong to the chorus class of your program, the senior adult program. And it's held on Thursdays, and I teach them how to sing in chorus, and I direct them. Most of them love to sing, so singing is something that's good for the soul. So these are two of my students, Cecilia Parga and Cruz Cartagena. The reason I invite Cruz Cartagena is because he's from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
But he loves our Mexican music, and so we came to honor the veterans with a very special program that I prepared. They all came dressed as Revolucion, the Mexican Revolution dresses that the Adelitas used to wear, and they had a grand time singing.
And I understand that this is not the only nursing home that you go to sing. You go throughout the year, you all present entertainment for other nursing homes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is our second time here at Ambrosio Guillen, but tomorrow we're going to Santa Teresa Nursing and Rehab Center, and we've been to several nursing homes, and my students love to do it, and so as many of them as can make it. Not all the time, all of them can make it.
And that's a great way to give back to your community. And so let me ask you, tell me about yourself and why you're taking the chorus class. I know you're going to be cutting a cake in a little minute. There's about 25 of you that came. Tell me a little bit about why you love to sing and come to give back.
Well, when I signed up, I signed up to sing in English. But then when I got to the class, I said, well, I'm just going to give it, I'm going to come twice and see if I like it and if I can do it. And I really, after the second session, I really loved it. I really liked the singing and the songs. But what I like the most is when we perform for the seniors throughout the city, and well, most of them in Central and East Side. But what I really love is that their faces, the reaction that we get when they're listening to the songs. Maybe it's a familiar song, and sometimes they start singing, and I get very emotional too when I see them. And it's just, we performed at UTEP, and I was amazed at how some of the young students, they were like 20-year-olds, they were just passing by, and they saw our performance, and they stopped, and they were like hypnotized when the reaction. They just started videotaping us, taking pictures, and they stayed throughout the performance.
Yes.
So
Very good.
that is a reward. It's rewarding to see that.
The faces of joy.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Mr. Cartagena, tell me a little bit about, you've been in the class a long time, in the chorus
I've
class.
been in the class over 5 years now. I enjoy it very much. This is my companions and companions. They are my brothers and sisters. I enjoy being a student from Ms. Malena Cano, which I enjoy. She's a professional in the music world. I'm from Puerto Rico, and sometimes she let me sing.
Which song do you
Puerto
sing?
Rico, Mi Viejo San Juan.
Mi Viejo San Juan,
And
yes.
sometimes I meet people on the streets and they say, hey, I saw you on TV. So, we've just been around the town and we enjoy the music very, very much. This program is a wonderful program for seniors. I invite everybody to come to the Community College Senior Adult Program and enjoy our friendship, and we are brothers and sisters.
What a great message. Boy, we're going to have to put him in a commercial. But I know I can see the faces of your students. When they sing, they smile. They project this joy, this pleasure of singing for the community. I really appreciate all of you, all 24 of you, and including Malena Cano for coming. I understand you're working on a play for this season. Tell me about it. Maybe 2017. Let's see. What do you have?
We're doing a play with a couple of my students are in the play. It's called El Bar Manolo. It's about a bar that's right across the street from a cemetery.
Oh, that sounds familiar. There's an L&J right here in town.
Kind of like that, and it all happens at that bar, and it's going to happen on March 10th and 11th at the auditorium of El Paso Community College, ASC, on Viscount.
Okay. And do you happen to know the date yet?
Yes, March 10th and 11th.
Very good. Well, any other thing, any other message? I know you probably have a very good positive message as well about well-being. Why do we offer these classes? Chorus, dance, exercise, languages, computers. We have so many wonderful classes. Tell me.
Well, I think that the seniors here at Texas
Home
Home for Veterans, they need a way to, even if they're just sitting, they need to watch life also, from the outside, not just the inside, but they need to see other people bring things to them, like the spirit, the songs. They need that.
And you're right. Music is life to the soul. And you have an expression. What is it, Malena?
Music is part of the heart. It's part of your brain. It's part of your whole body. When you sing, you forget about all your troubles, because everybody's got troubles. But as you sing, when you sing, at least for those 3 minutes that the song lasted, you forgot your troubles.
Mr. Cartagena, tell me also, what do you feel when you sing?
When I'm singing there, I'm watching, first of all, I watch my instructor because she requires that we watch her, listen to her, and watch her. Secondly, I watch the people on the audience. And I enjoy so much when I see them smiling. And when sometimes they cannot move their hands too much, but they go like this, they go like that. Mm-hmm. And that, for me, that brings such a pleasure in my heart. And there, at that moment, my soul goes to heaven, because I'm not there. I'm in the spirit. And I'm watching people and I'm watching myself in my inside.
That is so wonderful because, yes, we watch the faces of the seniors, and here in this beautiful place, this beautiful facility where they reside, our veterans, our retired veterans, veterans that need care, long-term care, and also have a lot of activities. So we thank you for being with us today on Mature Living, sharing. We're going to hear you sing, and so we hope that our audience enjoys what we have brought you today.